Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Napoleguin here. I'm starting a new series. I'm basically trying to improve my win rate. I'm logging all of my matches, and I'm also running some numbers, seeing what my win rate is in general versus certain classes, and against certain classes, and against certain players, and versus certain players. So all that info will be in a Google Doc. So if you want to look at that and you want to track how much I've improved over the series, other than that, I'll be posting a video each week, basically explaining the reasons behind my moves. I hope that y'all can join me for that journey and hopefully learn a lot. So I plan on doing a lot of PvP matches versus as many good players as I possibly can, so I can improve my skills in general. That being said, there's a huge 3v3 tournament that I'm doing this for. I'm hosting this tournament. Me and some Wiz players and some Pirate players got together and we decided to host this. It's a $300 3v3 tournament, and that's the main reason why I'm coming back and trying to improve my skills so I can be some serious competition for some of the other good teams that are out there. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to making more videos for this series. The goal is 90% win rate. I'm at 60% win rate right now, but I hope to see that gradually change over time. Alright, y'all, enjoy the video. Alright, so this is the first match in the series. I'm facing a buccaneer called Tokens, Lagost, and Gaff. Actually skipped the first turn. As you can see, I've got good positioning. He can't really charge me very well at all. He has no protections on, all of that. So, as you can see, I've got a good hand. Um, and yeah, I'm in a good position right now. All I have to do is decide what I'm going to do this turn. I think I decide to pretty much stay put and put on put on my Tritons for Ratbeard, and I think I put on my Veiler Shield as well. I go ahead and I snipe Contessa. I like to get Contessa really low, so when she charges, I can just trick shot her and kill her before she gets a hidden backstab off. That's really nice to do. I like doing that a lot. So sometimes it's not possible, but I like to put them in a position to where, they have to hide their Contessa early. I was thinking about Gal, but I want to time it just right. A lot of this game has to do with thinking about your moves, thinking about, what's going to happen in 3 or 4 turns. And a lot of it's about timing. So trying to get my timing down, well, my combos and my timing. And that's a lot about what Musket is about. So now it's Token's turn. And you'll see in a minute, he'll just put a Veiler shield on. I would have wanted to close the distance, to be honest. But that's not what he does. So you're about to see that. You're about to see that. Yes, his typical quick draw 3 Bonnie. Pete's set the way every single player does with Vengeance Strike 3, Blade Storm 2, and Relent 2. My Pete's set differently, but I have reasons and I use my Pete for different things. That's the thing, guys. When you set your companions, you put together your gear. You put it together in a way that, that you feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? So some things are more effective than others, that being said. So I decided to put down Nox for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't want Contessa charging me right away. Um, she does hide and everything. Um, so I also want to move my Chantel up into range, and I want to be able to combo that Bonnie Ann in a couple turns if she doesn't move. If she moves, that's also fine. I don't really care if she moves or not. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, basically. I'm taking care of Contessa, and I'm setting up to take care of Bonnie Ann as well. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. But yeah, here we go. See, I think about doing a lot of moves. I think about as many possibilities as I can here. That's that's where I'm at right now. I'm not quite quick enough to be like, there's the obvious move. So it's a work in progress. Hopefully I'll be able to just, be that good someday. Hopefully within the next 3 months. That's really the goal. All right, so the obvious move here is to move the Contessa back, the Bonnie Inn back, and move the pirate up. So that's what I would do if I were Token. I've been playing a decent amount of Buck myself. In fact, believe it or not, most of my matches this week have been on Buccaneer. Um, I honestly like Musket as a class a lot. It's very fun to play. It's very rewarding, honestly. And it's the class that you see the most in 3v3. So um, that's why I'm trying to get good at this class in particular. But Buck also has a lot to offer and is a lot of fun to play. All right, he decides to move to the side. Hides with Contessa. Now, Contessa still has to deal with those bombs. Number one, those are knocks. And she's still going to get trick shotted. And he moved his Pete to where I could trick shot him and um and Tessa. And now Token's in the perfect position for me to basically move my Rat Beard at Bonnie Ann. Now don't do that right away. Um, I want to be able to ensure the kill. I don't want to be like, I have your Bonnie Ann reduced, because that would just give him the opportunity to move his Bonnie Ann back again. So I'm not going to do that. That's kind of pointless. And there we go. I get a nice high roll on his Contessa. I don't mind that at all. I go ahead and use my buff. I pop my Gal. Or did I pop my... I think I popped my Gal last turn. I'm hiding my Contessa. So I'm getting ready to try and kill his Bonnie Ann. Or his Pete if I have to do that. Personally, I'd rather kill his Bonnie Ann. So, yeah. As you can see, I'm trying to give him as few options as I can. Most of his companions are cut off, so I mean, if he decides to linger back there and withdraw his companions, I'll be able to separate him very easily. Oh, and he decides to use Highlands here. I'm not exactly sure what he was thinking. I mean, he really needs to put a protection on and stop letting me pick off his companions. He needs to be a little more decisive here, you know? All right. So he decides to move his Contessa up. Uh, and I can go ahead and kill his Bonnie Ann. And because I know I can kill his Bonnie Ann this turn, I can go ahead and hide because he's not going to be able to just take away my hide and chain me down with Bonnie. If he charges with his unprotected pirate, he's going to take a lot of chains. He's not going to be able to attack my pirate. Number one. And number two, if he charges his Pete, the same thing's going to happen. So, and he won't be able to attack my pirate. So, I'm going to go ahead and hide now, so I can either get that hidden trick shot off or that free damage from Overwatch, and get Bonnie Ann out of the way. So, as you can see, I positioned my my Bonnie Ann to where if his pirate decides to charge, he'll run right and to hold the line. So his pirate won't even be able to get to me anyway. So I don't even know why I tried to explain that, but yeah, his pirate can't charge. If his Pete charges, um, then he's going to die. That's pretty much a given. So yeah, that is pretty much a given. And his Pete is being blocked by the knockback bombs at the same time as well. So if he tries to charge with his Pete to my Chantel, then that's not going to work really. So my Chantel's in a position to pick off his Pete, so he has a couple of options here. He can move his Pete back, which honestly is probably the best idea in this case, but you know, at the same time, you know, okay, so he decides to go ahead and Whales buff it. Austin Gaff has his fort on. So I guess he thought, well, I have a forward on. Why not go ahead and Wales buff? So he left his Pete there. It's pretty safe to say that Contessa's going to die this turn. I'm going to go ahead and trick shot Pete so that my Chantel can hopefully kill both Contessa and Pete, which is highly likely in this case. So it's highly likely. Unless I low roll in the well, here I need to move my rat beard back. I'm going to move it like just north of Chantel. I was thinking about insuring it with rat beard, but then I was like, it's not really worth it. And there we go. I'll go ahead and move my Contessa back as well. She'll be useful later on. So there we go. 2 companions for the price of 1. There we go. Not the greatest roll, it was an okay roll. But doesn't matter. Because Chantel is going to go ahead and do her work. And there we go. So we just killed all of his companions. And he's left with a fort and Whale's Might. So I think he's going to charge in here and try and kill my Ratbeard. Here he comes. And my Chantel lets me down this time. She misses twice. He's not even an elusive. She's not reduced. She's a musketeer. She should have hit, but the game does that every now. It does some things that don't make much sense. You're going to get used to it pretty quickly. That's why you really can't take very many chances, even if they're in your favor. They have to be like blatantly in your favor. And even then, if there's a move you can do that ensures something, it's usually a better move. So, usually is. All right, so both my pirates clutch, and my pet decides to attack his pirate, and gives him a free chain as well. So he decides to chain onto Ratbeard, and they're both safe. They're both safe, but they're in red health. So, and here's where I do another very frustrating move for him. So I'm really at this point thinking about what the heck can I do? And then it hits me. I'm like, what if I were to knock his pirate back and move to where I have knocks? That way I'd be wasting like 3 turns of his essentially. So that's what I do. I move my pirate back here. I move my Contessa back there. I move my rat around and I knock him back. And then I go ahead and move my Chantel right here. That way if he runs in to hold the line, then he'll trigger Overwatch and soak up some damage there. I'll be able to hit him on Chantel the next turn, and I'll be able to chain him down even further, and I'll be able to run my pirate back again. So it's a win-win, It's a win-win. It's me thinking a couple of turns ahead right there, so. Alrighty. So he still has his forward on, and here's something I don't really get. He's about to charge my Ratbeard, and he does not ensure the kill. Okay? Look, I have Overwatch 3 token. Okay? You're not going to be able to hit. You're not likely to hit my Ratbeard. You're not in Tide. You have nothing going for you. I don't get why you did this. This is not a good move at all. So, there we go. Vengeance Strike. And he misses the other Vengeance Strike too. I mean, his best chance would have been to crit, but Ratbeard's a buccaneer, so that would not have been as likely. Alright. Now here's where it's a little bit debatable as far as what I should have done here. My plan was to basically put my Ratbeard and my Chantel to where they were able to basically damage him, and then my pirate to where they would be able to damage him next turn. and do a lot, and basically do a lot to him, a lot of damage. But at this point, I don't want him to basically, outmaneuver me and try and hide and then kill me. So I'm basically trying to bait him into this to where I can chain him down while he's not in hide. That's the logic behind this. Now I do give up 2 units basically on purpose here, but it's for that reason. I want to get him low while he's not hidden. So here we go. Here's a bait. I attack him with Chantel, and Chantel delivers with a nice chain. Move my Contessa back because I'll be using her later. And there we go. Now, maybe it would have been a better idea to wait out his fort using the knockback bombs. That's the reason why I said it was a little bit debatable. So, I don't know. Hindsight, I'm not sure if I should have done that. I'm really not. So, either way, he charges into Chantel. He'll take some heavy damage. So it does end up paying off to some extent. And he decides to go for my Ratbeard too. That was the second part. If he goes for my Ratbeard, he triggers my Overwatch right there. I survive. Yes, he does end up killing my Ratbeard and my Chantel, but I do so much damage that it's almost worth it. There we go. He charges. He ensures the kill this time because he learned from his mistake a move ago, hopefully. And he decides to kill Chantel. It chains on the Chantel like it obviously should have. So there we go. He has 2 units down. And see, what do I do this turn? All right, so right here, what I do is I go ahead and move back behind my knockback bombs, but I do something else with my Contessa. I block him from the one square. That square right there. So basically, in order for him to reach me, he has to walk across 2 knockback bombs. He has 2 other options. He could run to the west or he could run to the east. Now he chooses to run to the west, but though he chooses to run to the east in this case. So, and you'll see in a second why that's a really bad idea. He should have run to the west. Now either way, he's given up a turn on his fort, but I forced him to that situation, so he really has no other option anyway. So. And he's below half health, so some additional pressure right there. He runs behind the pillar. I'm still protected by knockback bombs. Now, what he should have done, he should have run west, because if he ran west, then I would not have knockback bombs protecting me, and I would not been able to get this trick shot off safely. So I get this trick shot off, a free 216 damage, and now he doesn't have a fort on, so yeah. He's not in a good situation here either, because I could bomb him. So, uh, yeah. He puts a Kraken's on. Guessing his hand's just really bad, but that's definitely not what I would have done. It's definitely not what I would have done. Here we go. I do pull bombs. There's a nice chunk of damage right there. It's left exposed. And he's going to have to maneuver around those bombs, or he's going to have to put another fort on and charge through them. So either way, he's not in a very good position. And whatever he does, he could definitely get trick shotted pretty easily. So, all right, so he decides to heal, and since he's still in that position, I'm going to go ahead and move up. And I positioned my Contessa um, just north of me, so that if he decides to charge me, he'll most likely chain on Contessa as well, and he won't be able to kill. He's not likely to kill at all, and he'll have to go over 2 bombs. So I'm pretty safe right here, and he's pretty threatened. Yep, 9 turns on those bombs. He has no protection on. Um, so yeah. And right here, he decides to hide again, as you'll see in just a second. Decides to use his good high right there. So that I won't be able to chain him. Now, I could have moved over 1 and then, tried to move his pirate north. Um, so that's an option he could have done as well. I decide to fort my pirate because a hidden assassin strike could easily kill me if I did not fort. Easily kill me, easily one-shot me, and he could survive. Um, he could survive going over 2 bombs, win the game if I didn't fort there. So I decide to fort. He decides to put a levy on. I'm guessing he just did not pull his other fort, which is fine by me because guess what? Bomb damage, it ignores levies. So, and I pull a bomb, which is perfect. Now he has to walk over 3 bombs and pretty much kill himself in order to get to me. And if he decides to, back out of there, he takes bomb damage as well. So that's a pretty good situation I have going for me. His pet spawns, and this is where he puts on a Valor's Fortress. Just give it 1 second. There we go. He has a Valor's Fortress on, and he has a Kraken's armor. His pet charges into my Overwatch and decides to attack Contessa. If he decided to attack my pirate instead, he would have been able to clear 1 of the bombs. Pets are an unnecessary chance-based factor in the game. I really wish they didn't add them. There's really no good reason to have pets spawn. But right here, I put a VA on my Contessa. That way, Blade Storms, when Blade Storms go onto her, he won't be able to continue the blade chain. He won't be able to do that. Since she's a first strike 3 unit, if he decides to go for Contessa, she'll be able to survive an extra turn. So, yeah. That puts him in an interesting situation here. He goes for an assassin strike on my pirate and comes up woefully short of killing me. There we go. I don't think he even gets me to half health. Yeah, I'm still in good health right here. Now I have a couple of options right here. I could have gone for a reduce, but there's one reason I didn't reduce, and that's because if my Contessa hits, then he'll Vengeance Strike her, and I want my Contessa to live. Her main job is to protect me, so I go with this Haywire shot because it ignores his Kraken. So it's going to do more damage than a super is, more than likely. It could have pushed him all the way back a couple more squares, then he would have had to charge my Overwatch again. So that was the other reason I did it. So he has 2 protections on the Kraken Laminate in the fort, so me doing a super would have been less likely to do as much damage. So charges in, and he tries to go for the reduce move. There we go. I dodge one of his attacks, and I'm left living. This is where the game winds down. Again, I'm not going to go for the Uncanny because I could low roll and he does have a fort on still. So I go for the super, and this ends up killing him. Good game. That's it. I plan to post more videos. I plan to keep improving. I plan to keep you all updated. Thanks for watching, and peace out for now. Sign up for an epic Pirate 101 3v3 tournament, the Spiral Cup, a $300 prize pool, and lots of media coverage from your favorite Wizard 101 and Pirate 101 content creators. Sign-ups available April the 25th through May the 18th. Check the description for details.